Okay, so what are we doing in the shop today? You can see I've got an empty hole here. There was a car there. What car was there? I don't know. Oh, I do know. It was my old Messerschmitt. It's been parked there for about a year, and it needs some love. I need to drive that thing. It's so much fun, and all the gas has evaporated out of it. I think the brakes need adjustment, something else. Stella is just nonplussed. She's like, whatever, Dad, you just keep working on all these microcars. So that is my personal car, but it is a working day. So I've got to work on customer cars first. That's kind of the rule of the shop. So we're gonna get the Isetta in here, the Messerschmitt on standby. These two cars, these two blue iconic microcars, are the epitome of the day. In other words, they were the most iconic and fun cars of the day, I think, of the microcar world. We're working on the brakes on the red Honda N600. I've got a little special something coming on that. I've been sanding on my mystery microvan. You can see the paint is all scuffed. The bumpers are all fixed up now. It's just got too much stuff going on. So the bumpers are all in here. All the trim is in there. Headlights, trim, all that stuff. Been trying to pull dents. There's just so much stuff for a guy to do. And then I've got both military vehicles. Parts finally came in for the Volvo, and the carburetors are acting up on the Pinzgauer. Stella, give me a sign, will ya? Let me know, what should I do? What can I do? If I need to fix these cars, give me a wink. Give me a wink. Oh, all right. You're a funny dog. So, all right, first up, we got to get this thing fixed. So let's see if we can get this thing running today. Okay, I couldn't stand it. I had to give the Messerschmitt a bath. It had dust, dirt, a little bit of overspray on it. It needs a good cleaning, but at least I got the big chunks knocked off. And we are working on our car of the day. This is our video key presentation or video highlight of the day, you may say. It's a 1957 or 58, I don't know for sure, sliding window British built Isetta. And what are we doing? Oh yeah, so because it's British built, it has Lucas electronics. You can see this headlight here. You can read that there. It has a Lucas symbol right in the center of the headlight. Just a plain Lucas symbol. It's looking in there. It's not a sealed beam. Sealed beam headlight would be like what most American people have on their cars. 7-inch round sealed beam where the bulb is not replaceable. You can see this is a Sylvania Performance. It's a halogen light. Let's turn them on. You can see the color differences here if I turn on the headlights. Luckily the battery still has power, which is amazing. Okay, I don't know if you can see the color difference. Very warm light here with the Lucas, much brighter, much whiter light with the Sylvania Performance. Not that anybody's really going to notice the difference, but the customer specifically gave me a Lucas headlight to replace the one that's not, and he actually gave me two. So this one is a Lucas headlight with a round insignia. You can see that, and it says 700 headlamp. And this one has the square insignia, just like the one on the car there. And the bulb for the Lucas headlight is right here. That's a cool bulb. I gotta figure out how to put this back into the car the way it should be. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop that headlight bucket apart and see what we got to rewire to make the headlights match. That's the guy's wish. So his wish is my command. Okay, so we're prepping our BMW British built Isetta for a headlight change. We have a Lucas headlight installed on this side that works, and a Sylvania Performance on this side. British headlight, American headlight. Without even pulling the headlight off, I sense a problem. Now, this is the replacement headlight. Lucas. I'm sure it took the owner a while to find this. It's really old. It's really rare. It's even in the cool old box with the cool old label. But when I turn the headlight over, you'll notice it has 3 connections. Kind of a pin type connection. The ground would go here, upper and lower, high beam, low beam. Now, I know that headlight from American cars, it has a 3-prong connection on the back. So how am I going to convert that headlight to Lucas? That I don't know. Either somebody's already cobbled the wiring, cut it, made it fit. I just don't know. So I've got the screw out of the base of the headlight. I now have to remove the headlight. A seemingly simple change out, you'd think, except I know the wiring is going to be wonky. And what do I do? Where am I going to find that plug? So let's pull this off and take a look here. It's pretty simple to get these out. You just got to be very careful. Yep, as I thought. It's got a 3-prong plug on it, and the wiring has not been hacked. I'm going to set that back on there for a minute and probably take the other light off and see what's been done on that side. All right, so we've got the passenger side headlight loose. Let's take a look and see what we've got here. Okay, there's an adapter that goes from the 3 pins. Yep, the ground to the standard plug-in. Great, I've got to make something. I am a mechanic, not a magician. What are we going to do here? Okay, I'm going to have to call around and see if I can find a USA to Lucas headlight adapter or try to make something. In the meantime, we know that our battery's good because our lights light up. This is our headlight switch, and we've got lights. So, which means we probably have good battery power. The customer told me to replace the battery, but we might just try and see if this thing will start. Let's give it a try. Let's just see what happens here. I'm going to put this key in the ignition. Which one is it here? I think it's this one. It's not that one. It's got to be this one. There we go. Now, do we have a light that lights up? Yes, it's just very faint. Okay, well that's something. Let's turn that off so we'll run our battery down. Let's turn our gas on. This is a British thing, so let's see. This is typically reserve. I don't think we have. We should probably see if we have gas in the tank. Let's do that next. We got the engine cover off, and we got some skanky gas on there. Oh, it's even dripping down a little bit. Let's see how bad it really is. Is there any in there? There's a little bit in there. Doesn't look great. Let's just see what happens. It may surprise us. There's fuel in the bowl. Everything looks pretty good. Does the engine turn? Yep. Yes, it does. Air cleaner's hooked up. It's got a Lucas coil on it. Well, I don't know. I've got the wheel chalked. It's out of gear. Turn the choke on. That one? That's a weird choke. That's not. Oh, that's the heater. That is definitely a choke. Well, let's see what happens. The choke won't stay on. Has enough power to crank. Or does it? Okay. I think that was it. Let's keep fiddling. Okay, we got the seat out of our British built Isetta, and I want to chat with you about the battery for a second. So we tried to turn the car over. It seemed like it was going to go. This battery is a 2014, so it is 8 years old, something like that. Too old. Those only last 5 years. This is a replacement battery. I just dated it, and if you look close, this is a 275 amp battery, and these new ones are, well, they're 435, 350 at 30 degrees. So it's quite a bit more power in the same size package. I really like these. This is my 5th or 6th one I put into Isettas. And speaking of that, it's kind of funny. There's a block of wood here. You can see that somebody's painted it to match. They put down a piece of vinyl. Oh, there's wood on this side too. Oh, what's up with that? There's some wood here underneath the heating duct. And of course we've got our British Girling master cylinder. I got to open that up and see what's going on there. And this is kind of a unique little bracket somebody made for the battery. Isetta batteries are a funny thing. You have them under the seat, and you see this cover here. It's supposed to go on top of the battery so that when you bounce around in the car, the metal seat frame doesn't touch the positive and negative and zzz, cause your pants to catch fire. So people have lots of different adaptions or itinerations to try to not make that happen. So we're going to do the same. Okay, so I just poured about a gallon of fresh fuel into the gas tank, and I popped off the top of the carburetor here. It has a float that's on a stem, and I think it was just kind of sticky. I wanted to see down in there, see if the gas was goopy. The gas looks fine, and it's at the correct float level. I got this pulled off here to see if it's flooding in there. It's not. Let's see if it'll start. Turn the key on. We got our fresh battery in there. I don't know if I said that I ordered an adapter for the headlight, so that's coming from Moss Motors, a British car like MG place. Yeah. Oh, a little backfire. Let's try. She's running. Runs pretty quiet. A little cold-blooded. Go to idle. He's just running away. Really nice sounding engine. That's how they're supposed to sound. No clicks, no clacks, no bangs. That sounds really good. Although the float level's going down, might not run for long. I got to tinker with this a little bit. Okay, I put the carburetor back together and the air to intake back together, and I got my handy dandy trusty voltmeter on here. I want to see if it charges. Let's see if it starts. Almost. Come on, baby. There we go. Charging. We're not charging at all, are we? Let's check the light. Let's see here. Did the light go off? Come on, baby. The light does go off. Something's rattling in here. It's not knocking. It does charge, but it's pretty weak. She's a great runner once she gets up and warmed up. That sounds awesome. Okay, so we've established that our British-built Isetta now runs. Actually sounds really good. Charging system is a little iffy. I wish it charged better. I did check the Dynastart wiring, and I'm not real happy with the post. This main center post right here is a little loose, It probably could use a new Dynastore, but it does work. Charges about 13.5 maximum, which I'd like to see it more like 14. We are going to move to the next thing here. We're going to take a look at the brakes. So first we got to be very careful and take the lid off the brake reservoir. This is a British built car, so this is a Girling master cylinder, I think. Let's see if that comes off. Oh, come on, baby. Oh, it's really tight. How could that be so tight? Okay. I bet you there's nothing in there. That's dry as a bone. All right, so we moved on to the brakes on our British built Isetta. I suppose I could just add some fluid and just see what happens, but I did the right thing and I pulled the wheel off, the drum off, and already I can tell this drum is just corroded and sticky in here. It's just nasty. And you can see there's still wetness and crust coming off of the bottom of this. That's brake fluid that's hardened and coagulated. The shoes are soaked. It's not hard to take these things apart. I don't know where I'm going to find new seals though. Again, this is British built. These are British brakes. The Girlings. They're different than normal Isetta brakes. So I'm going to pull the shoes off, clean them up. I'm probably going to pull the seals off, clean these up right on the car, and I don't know if I can reuse them or not. One thing I did notice on this side, there's some play in the steering wheel. Let's see if I can move the wheel. So, I don't know if you can tell that. Look at the play in that silent block right there. Let's see if I can do this. Can you see that? That translates to about that much play in the steering. That's awful. I gotta fix that. Well, that's the trouble of working on these pretty arcane cars, is I need to order parts for these wheel cylinders. They're British built. It's gonna be a couple weeks. Do I try to take them apart and clean them? Most likely they were replaced, 10 years ago with hardly any miles. It's probably best to replace them, but I don't know. It's a dilemma. Beautiful little things. Just going to sit here for weeks while I wait for an order that may or may not come, just because of the rarity of the parts and where they got to come from. So this is going to end this day's video. Sad to see it not driving it. Sad to not be driving it around and showing you all the cool little features. But I may just get a burr under my saddle and clean up these shoes, clean up the wheel cylinders, and just see what happens. It looks like they've been sweating, like there's corrosion on the outside. I don't know. I'm sure that they've leaked here first, but these are a little different because it's British built. Again, it's Girling or maybe another brand, English brake shoes and brake parts. So I'm not even sure where I can find them. All right, well, that's going to close out this video. Wish me luck. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Maybe I can get my Messerschmitt out.